Nikki here for Clucking Nuts, and we are got to get on some winter prep today, especially before these really bad temperatures hit next week. So we're going to take y'all along and show you how and what we're going to be doing to get our animals ready for this weather. So this was the birthing area that we had for Tilly, and as you can see, we got boards here and in the back, but this side was open because she delivered in June. It wasn't that big a deal. But with Jewel being due next month and the potential of the weather being worse, we're going to have to close this in anyway. So we've decided that we're going to close all this in, expand it a little bit, add lots and lots of bedding hay and all for the goats, and then that way this next week, when the temperatures are down in the single digits, we could lock them in here for the night and they will stay a lot warmer. We've also got to do some stuff with the tarp to secure it a little better too. So we're done getting it together. Now it's just a matter of closing up the gaps and adding straw. And then I'll take y'all on a little tour of what it looks like. I think she approves. Yeah. Not so it is all together. The gap is closed off. We've got all this whole area, and then we've added lots of straw, lots of good deep bedding for them to be able to huddle in and stay warm. And now we just need to finish up on the top. We're gonna have to add another tarp because ours is kind of leaking. I'll show you. Yeah, ours kind of leaks a little bit. And then we'll be done with this area, and then we have to move on to the rabbits and the chickens and 8 Ball's house as well. So for 8 Ball, because he can't go in with the girls right now, we're just going to be stapling a lot of old feed sacks we've had. Some of them are cut open, and we're going to be stapling these around his house to help block any airflow. Then we'll be adding quite a bit of deep bedding for him so that he can snuggle down in and stay warm. So I added a little extra over his door, trying to shorten it a little bit. He'll have to duck to go in, hopefully to try to block off some of the wind going in and out as much. We do have it facing south, so we don't have much of the southern winds blowing in. We've talked about actually putting a towel or even a heavier blanket over the front, like even maybe adding a pallet coming out like this way. And that way we could drape the blanket over that too as well. And that still leaves the sides open that he can go in a lot easier. We're just trying to make sure that there is not any drafts, especially with the wind chills that we've got coming at us this next week and all. My biggest worry though with the goats with using the feed sacks is the fact that they may pull them off and eat them. So we'll just have to see. Hopefully if this holds up at least until next week, you know, past this really cold temperatures, I don't care at that point, as long as he doesn't eat it. So as you see for the rabbits, we kind of put them kind of in a horseshoe shape and then wrapped and stapled plastic to the outside of the cages. That will act as a windbreak. And in this little area here, it will actually help trap some of the heat and hopefully keep them warm. We will be adding extra hay to their houses so that they have enough to snuggle into. And then for the chicken's house, we're just going to be doing like what I did with 8 Ball and the rabbits cages. We're just going to be wrapping in plastic and feed sacks and stapling it down and giving them extra bedding that they could snuggle in or at least keep them warm enough. So I'm really hoping with all this added protection that we're giving all the animals plus the additional hay is going to keep them warm enough, because we are going to be having some very frigid temperatures this next week. During the day, we will be bringing out warm water for them regularly, especially for the goats and the rabbits. We will be providing extra feed that they can eat to stay warm with. And just hoping and praying that it doesn't get as cold as it did last year, because last year it was an extreme freeze here. I know that one day this next week we were supposed to be down to like 1 degree maybe. And we're just batting down the hatches and doing what we can to keep them warm. Thanks for stopping by. I hope that y'all stay warm. Yeah, and if you have animals, that your animals stay warm. And perhaps maybe you learned something from us today. Well, have a good day. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.